The American dream has often been described as having a career, a family, and a house neatly packaged in between a white picket fence. But how does someone obtain these goals? The answer from many generations before us would be to obtain a higher education. But in 2018, many students no longer feel that is the case.
I definitely was not given enough information. I was told, go to college, you can take out loans, it'll be fine.
28-year-old Megan Gelinas graduated from Bay State College, earning her associate's in early childhood education in 2012. She later went to Emerson College to earn her bachelor's degree in writing for film. She is currently facing $200,000 in student loan debt.
So I have 4 different payments. Unfortunately, I cannot pay that, so on all of them, I'm about 4 to 5 months behind.
Tiffany Johnson graduated from Mount Wachusett Community College in 2012, earning a triple degree in auto engineering, photography, and video production. She then went to Emerson College for a bachelor's degree in post-film production. She had taken out $20,000 in student loan debt from Mount Wachusett. One semester at Emerson tacked on an additional $18,000 in student loan debt, and she said that this forced her to drop out.
With working full-time and then having just my full load of bills that I have for just living, it wasn't feasible for me to pay it at this time.
But what about the American dream, the house, the family, a career? Is the way that we are currently paying for education changing everything?
Yeah, I feel like student loans basically, it's like you're living like a slave. For example, I recently found out I was pregnant. I'm married, and both my husband and I have student loans, and our student loans combined every month are about $1,000. Now that's about 30% or more of our income. So, even though we want to be parents and we want to have kids, just because of these student loans, we have to consider terminating the pregnancy.
I've had to ask myself, do I want to pay rent this month or do I want to pay student loans this month?
Yeah, I would love to get a house, but I can't qualify for a mortgage.
Frank Mullen is the Director of Financial Aid at Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts. He strongly advises all prospective students to do their research before committing to student loans.
Well, I would say that students should stay away from loan companies that they have not heard of or that they have heard from their friends, relatives, from their financial advisors, to stay away from. That's a tough one. I think that what I would suggest is that they talk to the financial professionals at the college that they attended, find out what they can about consolidation, find out what they can about repayment options. There are certain ways to reduce the amount of money that the student owes on a monthly basis. Whether or not that can be reduced to a level that is affordable for them, I'm not sure.
StudentLoans.gov has a mandatory quiz as well as promissory note that all students have to sign before taking out a loan. But how informative is this to students?
No, I know that they give you that terms and conditions thing that you can read through all that fine print, but nobody really ever reads every detail on that. So I don't think that I was given enough information.
Adam Minsky is a student debt lawyer based in Boston, Mass. He started his practice 7 years ago and has written 3 books about student loan debt.
For private student loans, there usually are not options to rehabilitate, with some exceptions, and you can't take out a federal consolidation loan to pay off defaulted private loans. So borrowers who have defaulted private loans often have fewer options.
Student Debt Crisis is a nonprofit organization dedicated to fundamentally reforming student debt and higher education loan policies. Natalia Abrams is the executive director of Student Debt Crisis, where she advocates for student loan debt reform. Her work has been seen on various television outlets including CNBC, Fox News, NBC, CBS. Her writings have appeared on The Nation and Huffington Post, and she has often been cited as an expert on the matter of discussing the economic injustices facing student borrowers.
So we're a 501c4 advocacy group. We aim, our overall mission is to fundamentally change the way we pay for higher education. Education is a human right, and higher education as well, so ultimately it should be free. I agree with the movements to make it debt-free, which is a little different than just free across-the-board education. It says that no one should graduate with a lifetime of debt. So long-term, we do need to see some type of debt forgiveness and free college so we don't get into this mess again. Well, I think they're doing a lot to help people get that education. I don't think they're doing a lot to help people pay for it. It's all going in the wrong direction and going backwards from where the years that it took us just to get these programs. So they've talked about eliminating public service loan forgiveness. They've talked about eliminating the direct loan program, thus all of the current repayment programs. They didn't talk about adding a new one, but they would strip the most generous programs. They also are talking about stripping Pell Grants and subsidized loans, so they're just going to make it more expensive to go to school at a time that tuition is at an all-time high. Contact your legislator. The best way to always do that is to show up in person. Second best is to call. Third best is to send an email. But then also sharing your story. That's what, on our site, really we need to hear from more of the student loan borrowers. And then make sure to take care of your own financial wellness by getting into one of these programs.
10 years, like when my, parents or my in-laws were going to college, like most of them graduated debt-free because you could pay for your degree while working a minimum wage job. But now that's like not even close to a reality.